Dear students, welcome back to the Nibra Secondary School online YouTube channel. Today, we are going to discuss about the next centers of power in the medieval world. Our next centers of power, that was the Ottoman Empire. That was the Ottoman Empire. We previously discussed about the such powers like Holy Roman Empire, Eastern Roman Empire, Arab Empire, and the next empire it was Ottoman Empire. The Ottoman Empire it is established in the last part of the 13th century. It was established in the last part of the 13th century. It was established in the last part of the 13th century. And it is founded by the tribal leader Usman. It is founded the tribal leader Usman. Usman is also called the Ottoman. Usman is also called the Ottoman. So the Ottoman Empire, the name was derived from the name Ottoman. The Ottoman Empire derived from the name Ottoman. Okay? All of you got it? We all know that what is the reason behind the downfall of Eastern Roman Empire. It was the Constantinople conquered by the Turks in 4053. It was the leader, Turkish leader Muhammad II. Turkish leader Muhammad II has conquered the Constantinople. Who was the famous emperor in the Ottoman? That was Muhammad II. He was conquered the Constantinople, capital of Eastern Roman Empire. So the many part of the Eastern Roman Empire, it was become the part of the Ottoman Empire. That was many part of the Eastern Roman Empire had become the part of Ottoman Empire after the conquering of Constantinople. At the time of Muhammad II, the Ottoman Empire was very strengthened, and this period many part of the Eastern Roman Empire, the many territories of Eastern Roman Empire had become the part of the Ottoman Empire. After the death of Muhammad II, after the period, the Muhammad II, the famous emperor was Suleiman. It was Suleiman. The next Ottoman Empire, that was Suleiman. After the period of Muhammad II, the next emperor was Suleiman. At the period of Suleiman, the Ottoman Empire that was reached the high peak. That means the great power of the centers. That was the Suleiman's period. It was Suleiman period. After the period of Muhammad II, the famous emperor was Suleiman. At the time of Suleiman, the Ottoman Empire was reached its zenith. That means the Ottoman Empire has reached the highest peak in their administration. That was the zenith. Okay. The Suleiman is also known as the Al-Kanuni. Suleiman is also known as the Al-Kanuni because he codified all the existing laws in the Ottoman Empire. He codified all the existing laws in the Ottoman Empire. That was, he is also called Al-Kanuni. Al-Kanuni, the lawgiver. Al-Kanuni, the lawgiver. And also he established a centralized administration system. For the convenience of his administration, he established a centralized administration. And the last one, the many part of the European region had become the part of Ottoman Empire. The many part of the European countries, European region had become the part of Ottoman Empire. The Suleiman had conquered many European territories. Okay, we know that the many European regions had become the part of the Ottoman Empire. The Ottomans had conquered many European territories. The European believed that the military strength of Asia has through the Ottoman Empire. The Europeans believed the military strength of Asia that's through the Ottoman Empire. Okay, it is collapsed, or the Ottoman Empire had disintegrated after the First World War, the period 1940 to 1918. It was the main Ottoman Empire features. Okay, now we are discussing the Ottoman Empire. We know that the Ottoman Empire was founded by the Usman, and he is also known as the Ottoman. In the name Ottoman has derived from the name Ottoman. And the famous emperor Turkish leader was Muhammad II. He was conquered the Constantinople, and many part of the Eastern Roman Empire had become the part of Ottoman Empire. After the period of Muhammad II, the famous emperor was Suleiman, and he was very administrator, and he was a very strengthier, because at the time of Suleiman, the Ottoman Empire was reached at its zenith. That means reached at the highest peak of empire. Suleiman, he is also known as the Al-Kanuni, because the lawgiver. The Al-Kanuni means the lawgiver, because he codified all the existing laws in the Ottoman Empire. He codified all the existing laws in the Ottoman Empire. At the time of Suleiman, they conquered many regions, the European regions, into the Ottoman Empire. So the Europeans they are believed that the military strength of Asia, that was through the Ottoman Empire. It collapsed. The Ottoman Empire was collapsed after the First World War in 1914 to 1918. It was the period between First World War. Okay. We are going to the next centers of power. That was Mongol Empire. The Mongolia, it is the region between the Russia and the China. It was the region between the Russia and the China in the Central Asia. The characteristic feature of the region, it was a vast meadows, and the other part of the region was a desert and mountains. It has the regional characteristics of the Mongolia. In Mongolia, the climate of Mongolia, that was extreme, because very hot in summer and very cold in winter. It was the climatic change, or climatic feature of the Mongolia was extreme. That was extreme hot in summer and extreme hot in cold in winter. It was the regional features of Mongol Empire. That was Mongolia. The Mongolian regional features of Mongolia, that was the region between Russia and China in Central Asia, and it contains vast meadows. The Mongolia contains vast meadows, desert, mountains, etc. And the climate of Mongolia, it was extreme. It was extreme. That was very hot in summer and extremely cold in winter. It is the regional features of the Mongolia. In Mongolia, there were different types of tribes are in Mongolia. So the people of the Mongolia, they were nomads. So they lived in the tent. That was, the Mongols were nomads who lived in tents, and there were different tribes among the Mongolia who always roamed around the horses. The main thing, that was, the people of the Mongolia, That was he always, they are always roamed. Roamed means to round. It was round around the horses. Around the horses. So there was a founder of the Mongol Empire, that was Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan, who unified them, unified the nomads or unified the different tribes to a one, that was Mongolian Empire. That was Mongolian Empire. So Genghis Khan was who unified them and founded the Mongolian Empire. So Genghis Khan was the founder of Mongolian Empire. By the they are tried to unified in the different tribes into a one empire. That was the Genghis Khan do in the Mongolian Empire, and he was the famous empire in the Mongolia. The previous we discussed about the features of the regional features of the Mongolian regional features, and after that we discussed the feature of people in the Mongolian peoples, and we are going to discuss about the characters features of a Mongolian army. Mongolian army that was a strong in the hand of Genghis Khan, and Genghis Khan, his capital was, that was Karakoram in the banks of river Onon in Siberia. So the Genghis Khan army, it was very strong and very powerful. So it was the strong cavalry. One of the important thing in the Genghis Khan's army was a strong cavalry. Strong cavalry. And the cavalry means Kudirapada. Okay. The next one, the small cannons which could be used while sitting on horseback. It was another characteristic feature of the Genghis Khan army. That was small cannons. Small cannons means cheriya peerangigal. That one which could be used while sitting on horseback. That was another characteristic feature of Mongol army. And the last one, espionage system. And the Genghis Khan have a good espionage system. Espionage system means the Chara Sangarana. That was the characteristics feature of the Mongolian army. The next we want to tell about the courier system of Genghis Khan. The courier system of Genghis Khan, that was, it is a communication system in the Mongol Empire. It was called courier. The communication system in the Mongol Empire, it is called courier. Okay, what is the communication system? The postal services using horses. The postal services using the horses, that was the communication system. How it is effective? It is effective in the to connect with the distant places. To connect with the distant places of the empire with the administrative center. To connect with the between the distant places and the administrative center. It is the courier system of Genghis Khan. Okay, once more look at courier system of Genghis Khan. It was a communication system of Genghis Khan is known as courier. It was a communication system of Genghis Khan is called courier. It is a postal system using horses. It was a postal system using horses, and it is helpful to connect with the distant places of the empire. To connect with the distant places of the empire with the administrative center. With the administrative center, it is the courier, the system of Genghis Khan. Okay, all of you got it? Here we are going to the next empire, next centers of power in the medieval world. That was Mali Empire. That was Mali Empire. In the Mali Empire, it was in the famous empire in the Africa. It was in the Africa. Mali Empire, it was in the Africa. Okay, the center of administration of the Mali Empire, it is in the Mali, in West Africa. Or the capital of Mali Empire, it was Mali in the West Africa. And another next one is the famous emperor in the medieval Africa, that was Kangan Musa. That was Kangan Musa. He was the famous emperor in the Mali Empire, and the Europeans also called him Mansa Musa. The Europeans also called him Mansa Musa. Okay, the famous emperor in the Mali Empire was Kangan Musa. The Europeans also called him as Mansa Musa. And one of the important feature of Mali Empire, it was had a wealthy region. It was a wealthy region. That is, Mali had a huge treasure of gold. Mali had a huge treasure of gold, and it is also the huge wealth region in the medieval period. It is a wealthy region in the medieval Africa, and the medieval period is a very wealthy region. It is the basic things related to the Mali Empire. Okay, a famous empire in the medieval Africa. The center of administration, that was Mali in West Africa, and the famous emperor was Kangan Musa. The Europeans also called him as Mansa Musa. Okay, Mali had a huge treasure of gold, and hence it was a very wealthy region in the medieval period. Okay, the next one, it was the Timbuktu. Timbuktu was an important cultural and commercial center of the medieval Africa. It was in the important commercial and cultural center of the medieval Africa. In this market, it is a market. Timbuktu is a market. Okay, listen here. It is a market. Just the different part of the countries, merchants have came here and they are engaged in trade. The different parts of the world traders came here and they are engaged in trading. In this market, in this commercial center, the main product of this Timbuktu, it was in the gold and ivory. And also this commercial market is also as a slave market. It is also as a slave market. In this Timbuktu, it was a center of slave trade. Slave means adima. Okay. Timbuktu is an important cultural and commercial center of medieval Africa. It was an important cultural and commercial center of medieval Africa. The merchants from different parts of Europe, such as Venice, Genoa and Granada, such like countries came here and they were engaged in trading. The main trading items are the gold and ivory. Trading items that was gold and ivory. So in this market, in this commercial market also it was a slave market, or it was a slave trading, the center of slave trade. Okay, to the next section, the University of Timbuktu. The University of Timbuktu, it was a leading knowledge center of the Timbuktu. University of Timbuktu was a leading knowledge center. It was a leading knowledge center of the Timbuktu, and it attracts the students from different parts of the world. In here, different parts of the students came here and studied in this University of Timbuktu. Okay, next we are going to discuss the Great Mosque. The Great Mosque, it was constructed by the Kangan Musa, the emperor of Mali, in Timbuktu. The Great Mosque was in the Timbuktu and it is constructed by the Kangan Musa, and it was a leading center to study the Islamic. Okay, it was a leading center to study the Islamic. That was in the Great Mosque. and constructed by Kangam Musa in Timbuktu. Okay, the first we are discussing the University of Timbuktu. It is an important leading center of knowledge and it attracts students from different parts of the world. And the Great Mosque, it was constructed by Kangam Musa. It is in the Timbuktu. It is in the Timbuktu and it is a leading center of Islamic studies. Okay, it has the Mali Empire.